Hey everybody, Phillip Davis, Ancestry Lands, AncestryLands.com. Man, we're getting through this heat wave one sweat at a time, correct? Let me put my seatbelt on. And folks, I'm giving you some hard-hitting videos lately, really hitting home and talking about some things that are great takeaways, great knowledge builders, great things that you can do to elevate your mindset and shift yourself to a way of thinking and build some habits that you can deploy right away, things that you can build into your level of understanding, your knowledge base, so that way you can start to have successful outcomes in life, right? One of the things we're going to talk about today is overcoming yourself. I talk about mindset a lot. I talk about will, the need to overcome, and we talk about a lot of external forces. But a lot of times people have internal demons we never address. We have things that go on in our lives. Let me just say thank you. Always tell somebody thank you when they let you in. Appreciate it, fam. A lot of people, especially probably now more than ever, and they're walking around with internal demons. They're walking around with things that they're holding of traumas in their past, things from their childhood, things that don't allow them to move on in life and move forward. And you might ask, well, Phil, where are you getting this from? What are you going through? And things like that. No, these are things that I ponder about and think of because, again, if you watch my videos and if you watch all the videos I do about mindset, educating yourself on the playlist, and you start to put them all together, it's literally building all the interactions that you'll have both personally, interpersonally, in your relationship, in your marriage, the things I go through in my relationships as a father, and how that connects to how I interact with the world as a business owner. It is also how I interact with myself as an employee of a business while being a business owner. Because yes, even though I work for a place, I work for someone else, if someone else's employee, as a business owner, I can actually learn things or habits or mission statements or other things that other businesses that I would work at as a nurse, what they do and how they operate to give me lessons on how to conduct my business at a higher level. There are things that I can learn from that business on how to operate at a better level. There are higher levels of achievement that I can look forward to or look to use as an example on how to operate. But again, as an independent small business owner or a person who is looking to be successful, you still have to conquer your inner demons. And if you do not address that, or you're not aware of, or you cannot face your inner demons, then what is going to happen? Well, let's take a look at an example of people who are successful that have had to overcome their inner demons, right? And we'll start with everyone's favorite, Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr. was a thriving, successful actor, at a young actor in the early to mid to late 80s. But what ended up happening, he got on drugs, or worse, doing drugs, and got addicted to drugs. And at a time, he was in Back to School and a ton of other movies where he was just great. And chances are, I remember watching him as a kid, and he was a great actor and funny, the same way he's sarcastic as Iron Man. If you ever go back and watch the movie Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield, oh man, he was great in that movie. He was funny too. So it was just like he was Iron Man in that movie. I think he also played in, was he in Cape Fear? In any case, he had a problem with drug addiction. You see that with a lot of Hollywood stars. They're successful. They got $1 million, money coming in. They're successful. They have agents. They got the whole world in their hands. And what do? They screw it up because they're fighting their inner demons. The same way probably what Allen Iverson, and I'm not disrespecting anybody. I'm just using them as examples, anecdotal experiences that you can look to and gain their, sometimes you get, like Jay-Z and 50 Cent, a lot of these guys, they were in the hood, but they leave the hood because they're done with the dangerous or the things that are negative. They're demons. They get away from them and they go to a place where they don't have to deal with that anymore because it will only bring them trouble. They don't go back and still slaying in there in the hoods. They don't go back to the ghettos from which they came. They get out of the hood. They get away from the element that's looking to bring them down. Now, if you look back to the older rapper back in the days, Big L, the same thing happened to him. He's successful up and coming, but he still was in his neighborhood. He was still in an area where his demons were still around him. And sometimes the internal demons happen when you're dealing with external demons. Now, Robert Downey Jr. at a time, his career was almost thwarted because of his drug use and how problematic he was in Hollywood, and he was ruining his chances for success. You as an independent business owner, as a father, as a mother, as a partner, as whatever you are in life, you have to overcome your internal demons. You've got to overcome the trauma from your past. I got a lot of friends that are successful, and a lot of them had to overcome trauma from their parents or whatever else. And a lot of times the base trauma comes from our childhood. That's the first hurdle we got to overcome. It's getting over our childhood and moving on and living in our adulthood. Because what happens is we take our trauma from our childhood and we start bringing that to our relationships. We start bringing that because we've never taken the time to heal. We've taken the opportunity or the journey to be free of our childhood trauma by becoming adults and moving away from our family or being independent enough where we don't rely on the people who hurt us, but we don't actually take time to heal ourselves before we start to entangle with others and we get into relationships, and then that trauma comes now as the other person's obligation, or now they have to deal with your bullshit, correct? Because you're bringing the trauma, and because a person loves you, the person's love is now exchanged for now managing and handling, or the therapy and responsibility of handling your trauma. Like at 22, we're all professionally trauma dealers, right? Like we all know how to deal with that. So what do? You get in toxic relationships because someone's not able to say, let me do the front end work to deal with the traumas and address the problems that I personally have. Some people have lost in their lives. I have lost in my lives. I'm not talking about losing and failure. I'm talking about I've lost things that are very dear to me at a level that most people will never go through. And you have to recover from that, and you need help. Is it always the answer is therapy? Yeah, sometimes it can be, sometimes it won't be, right? But the thing is, I took time to heal from that or get it addressed before I went into my marriage. And by the time I went into my marriage, I was on the tail end of getting help for something that I was suffering from, because what it did was it was creating a demon inside of me because I wasn't dealing with the loss well. I was not dealing with the fact that I was suffering inside, and I was too afraid to ask for help. I looked for my help in other things to give me escape instead of being able to deal with the problem head on or itself. I went to run away from it. I was looking to ease it, to medicate it, if you will. I was looking to fill women and everyone else with that feeling to help me ease that pain. And if you can't confront your demons head on, then you're going to have a problem. You're going to pass those demons down into your children. They're going to infect your relationship. They're going to eat their way into every part of life until you deal with them. Every part. Let me fix this real quick. Whoa. Sorry, I didn't mean to block you guys there, but the road is so bad. It's so crazy. The level of what they're doing as far as, there we go. Also see some of the traffic I'm dealing with here, man. It's crazy. And you're going to pass them on to your children. Or you'll create newer demons that are the spawn from the demons that you never conquered. A lot of people don't believe in that, but I believe in it. Just like you pass down good traits, just like you pass down athleticism, hair color, hair texture, eyes, skin tone, everything else, musculature, you can pass down the ethereal as well. And we never take time to address our trauma and our pain. We never take time to build up a network of people that you can talk to, that you could go to, that you could have a support system, just as much as you need a wealth support system, a network that builds your net worth. You need a network that helps to keep you sane and can help you to exercise and deal with your own demons. You need a group of people that don't contribute to feeding into more pain and more trauma. That's why we tell you to get away from people who are not at your level, who are not about contributing positivity, who are contributing their work, their value. They're not increasing value. You got a whole bunch of people in here taking away from you and creating more trauma because, again, they're looking to dump their trauma somewhere else. You get around people who are doing and producing in life, people who are setting goals and achieving things like that, you start to build up that good energy and you start to be able to leave and master trauma because your life is not in trauma. You're trying to get rid of trauma and you don't have to deal with new trauma coming into your life because each day you're getting stuff done. You're around people that heal you by being of value to you in your life. Now, how much can a person do drugs if everyone around them doesn't do drugs? If everyone around you works out and gets healthy, 9 times out of 10, you're going to end up wanting to go to the gym, right? I mean, how long can you be around friends who do something different from what you do, and every time you still going to be friends? But if you hang around them long enough, like anything else, you will start to adopt those qualities into your being, into your essence. You will start to adopt those habits. You will start to maybe not go to the gym every day, but might go to the gym 1 time. You might go to the gym 2 times in a week. Next thing you know, you're going almost every day. Just like when you hang around billionaires, you start to learn where to put your money at, to do certain things. You may not be a billionaire, but you're going to start to build wealth because you're hanging around people of equal yoke. See, a lot of people think that the Bible, to me, they think it's a religious guide, but I think it's a guide into a guide into humanity and how to be morally right. When I say morally right, means you're living a life where your positivity can flow to you. Because if you look at a person that's depressed and try to tell them how bright the sun is, they're going to find one cloud that's going to make them feel like it's a cloudy day. You cannot convince them that today is a good day and you're lucky to be alive when a person feels like they got a one cloud over top of them. But you can't do that if the people around you create the clouds. You can't do it. So you got to start to surround yourself with people that can be positive, that are doing things. Their conversation is positive. And again, you are going to have to resist parts of you that look to self-sabotage your happiness and your success. Yes, there are people who sabotage their own happiness and go to complain about it afterwards. I've been in relationships with many women that have talked themselves out of having a good life only to yield after time for my wife being the person that said, I'll take him. You don't want him, I'll take him. You don't want a good man, I'll take him. You want a guy that's going to be a drug dealer, rapper, killer, gorilla dude? Don't worry, I'll take him. He's the nurse, I'll take him. You want a guy sagging his pants and looking street and hood? That's what you want? A guy who slings rocks and all of that stuff? You want him? I'll take him. And I'll take him. I didn't have to convince someone that I was special. I was with someone that saw the special in me, because I was exuding special, because it's my specialty. You can't be unique if people don't see the uniqueness in you. Because the most valuable things on this earth that people hold value, gold, silver, diamonds, and the whole list of others, they're found inside the earth, inside the dirt. They're not seen on the top. You got to dig for them. So again, people are looking for something that's not skin deep. And that's what you have to bring forth. Something that is not surface level goodness. Your goodness has to last over time and continue to be good, where people realize, man, you've always been solid with me. Man, that quality about you proves itself to be valuable over time, because people's opinion of you will sway. So what do you have to do? You got to be resolute in the fact of your goodness and where you are, but you can only do that if you've conquered yourself. And it's not a job that's done. It's a battle that keeps being fought. You got to make sure that the goodness in you is not swayed by the darkness inside of you. And you got to make sure that the goodness in you cannot be shadowed by other people's darkness. Which is why they tell you stay away from people who are energy vampires. You can remove negativity from all around you, but if you're the negativity within you, you haven't done a damn thing. You're still not going to feel any better. Because again, you never stop to heal inside. You've always looked to heal the outside so people can see you're beautiful and strong. So I'm going to say to you again, what you got to do is face your demons. You got to look in the mirror and take a hard look and face the ugly and start to fix the inside to make whatever outside beauty that you have be the same as it when it reflects on the inside. You can't be strong outside and have muscles, but inside you're a weak person. You can't want happiness just for yourself, but you can't be happy for others. Nor can you be happy for others and always bypass your own happiness. You got to get that hate out of you, because hate is like anything, it's toxic. And a lot of people are haters. And you can't be around haters just because you're related to them. You got to put them to the side and tell them, guess what? The train's leaving. See you later. I'm going to keep doing me. I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to keep going in my direction. To hell with you. I'm not waiting for you to tell me you're proud of me. I'm proud of me because of what I've achieved. Hey, bro, I don't care if you don't want to talk to me because you think this and this. I'm going to keep on being successful, and I'm going to surround myself with people who value my success. People who celebrate me for being an achiever. I don't want to be celebrated because I'm a believer. I want to be celebrated because I'm an achiever. A lot of people they believe in God, but they don't do good deeds in their life. They think that just because they read the Bible or they praise God, that's enough. I am a person that likes to do good works. I don't want to just preach about good works. So when people see me and they testify or they say a prayer, I ask them to say a prayer for me that I can continue to stay blessed in my belief of doing good. So again, I'm going to say this again. You have to heal your demons first before you can have a happy life. How can a happy wife, happy life be a thing if you're not happy? I told my wife that one day. No. It's not happy wife, happy life. If I'm happy, I can begin to extend my happiness outward. But I can't make you happy if you don't feel good about you, right? What I'm doing is pouring water into something that's got a hole at the bottom that's leaking. What good is a wife being a good wife if she's got a husband that's bad to her? Can't be good. How long will she feel good? How long will a woman stay good if a man is not good to her? I didn't say you got to kiss her behind, but again, you can't be good if you are not good. You can try to reach for everybody else and tell everybody else what to do, but what about your accountability? What obligation do you have to be morally right and upright in this world? What obligation do you have to yourself to stop sabotaging your relationship, stop sabotaging your business opportunities, stop sabotaging your network by not keeping up with your network instead of worrying about your net worth? Because your net worth today may run out. How many people have lost millions, billions? How many millionaires have become non-millionaires? How many people have been non-millionaires that have become millionaires because they built up a network? They weren't sabotaging themselves because all they were worried about was their net worth. You'll have tons of millionaires telling you that you have to find a way to have a service or a product that can help people, not sell to people. It has to be helpful first, and then you can sell it. Because it's not really selling if it's helpful and people want it. You're actually providing a product for somebody that needs it or finds it helpful. Get the game down right, man. A lot of people that I see that are miserable, they focused on themselves so much and they can only talk about them and their successes and what they've done. And I've turned around and never seen what they've done for someone else. Or every time that they do something good, they come with the "you owe me" afterwards. I don't help people in their lives for them to need to pay it back. I tell them pay it forward. Remember when I mentor you, remember when a young man comes up and you're able to mentor them, remember this. I help people first, I ask for money second. That's all I'm going to say for today. I don't want to get too charged. I'm your host, Phillip Davis. I hope you've been educated, enlightened, and least of all entertained. Y'all should know what I'm going to say before I even say it, right? Go to AncestryLands.com to find yourself property. Remember, you're either going to own property or be owned as property. Make sure you support me by getting my book in the description section below. Getting Dollars from Dirt, A Beginner's Guide to Vacant Land Investing. The link's in the description box on Amazon. About $20. I'm Phil Davis, your host. Dropped my phone in the car. And I'm out. Peace.
Are you confused with today's real estate market? With high interest rates and overpriced housing, it can be hard to find something to own at the right price. Available on Amazon, Getting Dollars from Dirt by author Phillip H. Davis is a game-changing book that invites you to embark on a thrilling exploration of this often overlooked asset class. This book is your roadmap to unlocking the secrets of vacant land investment. Inside these pages, you will uncover the transformative power of vacant land as a wealth-building tool. Discover how to spot promising properties, assess their true value, and capitalize on market trends. From understanding zoning and permits to leveraging financing strategies, you'll gain the knowledge and confidence to make savvy investment decisions. With each page you turn, you'll gain a deeper understanding of the profound impact your investments can have on the world around you. Getting Dollars from Dirt is not just a guidebook, it's a call to action. Whether you're a seasoned investor or a curious novice, this book will empower you to tap into the immense potential of vacant land and embark on a journey toward financial freedom and a brighter future.